What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 231. We start today's episode off by seeing that Odi Barjo has been injured and he's going to be out for 3 months. That happened in the last game in the last episode, and also that Raheem Sterling accepted his contract as well. Now in the last episode we agreed a fee of £22.5 million plus Miyaichi for the Liverpool winger, and I said in the last episode I wasn't really sure about it because it's a lot of money, and you know, because we're playing a central formation this year, although Sterling could do the job through the middle, and especially attacking midfield role, he could probably be really beneficial there for us. Ozil's still going to be our first attacking midfielder, our first choice attacking midfielder. I didn't really know whether to spend the money on him or not, but I just thought, you know what, like seriously, we've got no one else to save for. There's no one else I'm looking at in the game right now. I've done extensive scouting. There's no one I'm looking at right now and saying that's the guy I want. So Sterling, it's just more first team quality in a player who won't even be in the first team. It adds strength in depth. It adds us a different option off the bench as a winger that can be really creative out wide, cut inside, 4-star skill is always really nice. So I just thought, yeah, I'll take it. Again, it's something I didn't need to do. It's a bit of an overspend, but I just did it because why not? Basically, we had the money, and it is probably going to be our final season anyway. Still, bids come in for Mendy as well, but I wasn't really sure about letting him go, mainly because although we don't really need to use him so much, he's only 22 years old, 79 overall, so still has a decent future here if he does begin to develop. And also Raheem K, one of our fringe strikers here, has gone to Watford for £1.5 million. We never played him whilst he was here, so he's gone and I'm okay with that. Also a bid came in for Lazzarini, £7 million, PSG putting a bid for him, our former club, and we said we want 16 million. He's only 21 years old, 77 overall, great backup left back, understudy to Luke Garbutt. He does really well whenever he plays, so I just thought they came back with £7.5 million, that's nowhere near enough what I want. And of course it was transfer deadline day, and as I said many times before, if it's deadline day and I don't have replacements lined up for players that I might potentially sell, then I'm probably not going to sell them. So that did indeed end transfer deadline day. As you can see, it was a pretty, I don't know really how to explain it, to be honest. I wanted to do some more stuff, but there wasn't really anything we could do with a budget, and when Sterling was available I thought this might be the last signing we'll make in the series when you think about it, so I thought we may as well get someone in. So Sterling came in, and it was an expensive summer transfer window. We spent almost £60 million on new players, but to be honest, as you can see here, we've ended the transfer deadline day. Have a quick look at the use monthly report there. This is the squad we've got right now until January at the earliest, and it is a good team. You know, when we started the season off, I was wondering who I would go in for, you know, after Lassie came in, and obviously we also signed, trying to think the other player we signed now, Lassie came in and DeVito came in as well. I didn't really know whether we needed to go all guns blazing this summer transfer window and just look for one player in particular who we could put in the first 11, spend like 50 to 60 million on him, and, you know, just completely improve, you know, just one area the pitch. Instead, I would rather buy players who may not always be in the first 11, but they're solid, and that's what we did. Sterling may not always be in the first 11, but he's solid. DeVito the same, and also obviously Lassie too. Like, all three of those players, they're not guaranteed to be first 11 players for the whole season. You know, they're not like guaranteed players like Niang, who's going to play the majority of games, other than obviously like Capital One Cup and FA Cup games, but they're still solid players. They improved the strength in depth, and the Arsenal team just gets gradually better compared to what it was last year. So I'm happy with the business we did. It was expensive. We did overspend on Lassie and Sterling as well, but I don't mind too much. I think we did what we needed to do, and we've got options. There's different formations we can play and still get some of the best players in the team out there, so I'm liking what we've done. Still look at the league table as well. We're in 4th place after 3 games, but obviously only 3 games in. No need to panic just yet. And our Champions League group has been drawn as well. We've got Juventus, Ajax and Olympiacos, so pretty tough group, to be honest. I mean, Olympiacos a pretty decent Greek side, obviously Juventus really strong side, the Italians, and obviously Ajax as well, don't forget, a Dutch side with some good young players, and if they haven't moved on in the game, then they would have grown quite nicely, and they could be a really difficult opposition for us. That's quite a tough group for us, I think. We also offered a new contract to Lazari, who rejected his last one, and also Niang said thanks for getting back in the team, and Lazari did finally come back to us and say that he is going to accept the contract. Obviously he rejected the last one, and although this is potentially our last season, so it doesn't really matter whether he rejects it and moves at the end of the season or not, because we probably won't be playing the next season, I still wanted to tie him down anyway, you know, just in case. So Lazari has accepted a new contract. That's great, and he's such a great little Italian striker. There's no need to get rid of him, and I'm glad he's going to be happier now. We also had a couple of World Cup qualifiers with England as well. We drew the first one against Greece, and then the second one against Denmark was also a draw as well. But as you'll see, the group table, we have qualified for the World Cup, and it's not a big deal because obviously we don't plan to play play the World Cup, which will actually be at the end of the season. But you know, it's done. I just thought I'd show it anyway. And as you can see, yeah, we've qualified for the World Cup with 20 points. Wales also had 20 points as well, and that's cool. So we finished top of the group, and that's great. And it's actually, you know, kind of bizarre. I think we only won 6 out of 10 games in that group. It's a difficult group, yes, but even so, you know, when we think we're the World Cup and the European Championship holders, to only win 6 out of those 10 games, I thought we could have done more. Of course, they're always simulated, but even so. But yeah, we probably won't play the World Cup at the end of the season anyway. It's just there for show, isn't it? And we take on Middlesbrough for the first and only game of today's episode here, as Middlesbrough come and takes on the Emirates Stadium. Now, so far, obviously, 3 games played. We've won 2 and lost 1 as well. And of course, the loss was the opening day defeat to Chelsea away from home at Stamford Bridge. Incidentally, someone actually pointed out a couple episodes ago that game against Chelsea, the opening day of the Premier League, was actually the second time we've opened the season against Chelsea. We did that last year as well. That's kind of interesting. But still, we do take on Middlesbrough for the first and only game of today's episode. And Lazzari went close in the 10th minute, hitting the post. So the little Italian who just signed a new contract almost marked it with a goal as well. But the striker hit the woodwork and it was turned behind for a corner. From that corner, it was crossed in towards Savanier and cleared away only as far as Ike Cech, who finds Luke Garbett. Garbett strikes on half volley and Steele makes a really, really good save. And eventually it goes behind for a corner. So right from the off, our game plan was simple. Put Middlesbrough under as much pressure as possible. They were going to be defending right from the off because they knew this would be a really difficult challenge for them. And that was just our game plan, really. Exploit the fact they were going to be sitting back, inviting pressure. We were just going to be putting as much, much pressure on them as possible and trying to find the opening goal. And from this corner, it's not really dealt with by Middlesbrough when it comes to Mesut Ozil. He fake shots around Williams, finesses the ball into the bottom corner and does give us the lead in this game. So, we knew right from the off we'd be the favourites. We knew we'd be attacking left, right and centre. And Mesut Ozil, who's had a really good start to the season, does make it 1-0 to Arsenal there. Fake shots around his man and just a simple finesse into the bottom corner. So Ozil, obviously one of the more experienced players in the team. In fact, I'm pretty sure he is the oldest player in the team at 32 years old, I think he is now. But he's still such a solid player. He's 89 overall. He's so accurate with his passes. He's already got a couple of goals this year. And Ozil does make it Arsenal 1, Middlesbrough 0. And in the 19th minute here, after some nice passing, Ramsey comes forward and there's a bit of hesitation by Steele. Ramsey intercepts the defender and then finishes the ball into the open goal and makes it 2-0. So really poor defending from Middlesbrough. Poor lack of communication between the goalkeeper and defender there. But I have to say, for the finish by Aaron Ramsey, it was actually really bizarre. The way he hit it, I was trying to just finesse the ball with the right foot. Instead, he goes with the outside of the left foot and curls it from right to left into the far corner. That's a brilliant finish. I mean, I know it's an open goal and everything, but even so, that's a really tight angle. I'm surprised Ramsey finished that so well, but even so, Arsenal 2, Middlesbrough 0. And in the 34th minute, again, Middlesbrough give the ball away. They were absolutely shambolic at the back early on in this game. Yang runs clear and does make it Arsenal 3, Middlesbrough 0. So, as I did say in the last episode, I'm pretty sure this year it may take us a bit of time to get to work defensively. A new formation, a new goalkeeper, one of the new back four in a centre-back in De Vito is a new player as well. It might take a bit of time to get to work defensively with this team and be as solid as we were last year. But offensively, we're just going to keep on scoring goals left, right and centre because we've got so many great attacking players here. The whole team is just full of goals, and the Savanier goes very close here and blasts the ball over the bar. Should have hit the target really, but I completely messed up the finish. It was still Arsenal 3, Middlesbrough 0, and every single time we came forward, we looked like scoring. And Middlesbrough in this game, they just did not defend very well at all. They kept on giving the ball away. They're all over the place, and I thought this was a wonderful goal as well, just before the hour mark. And Bayern Yang does make it Arsenal 4, Middlesbrough 0. Lazzari got the assist. Those two as a partnership, I swear, man, seriously, this is probably one of the best partnerships I've ever had in any career mode series. They are just so good together. What a lovely ball by Lazzari. What a lovely first time finish on the volley by Bayern Yang. Reminded me of the type of goals Alex Song and Robin van Persie would score for Arsenal a couple of years ago now. Well, a few years ago now, but even so, in the game, very few years ago now. But even so, really nice goal there. Great ball over the top by Lazzari and a wonderful first time volley by Yang. So Arsenal 4, Middlesbrough 0. And another great chance here in the 63rd minute is Ramsey plays a great free ball forward towards Yang, who goes through one-on-one. And I actually thought this ball went through the net. It must have been very close there. But it did go just off target. It's still Arsenal 4, Middlesbrough 0. So we're cruising and we're on course for the 3 points in this game. We were thoroughly deserving of it. We were playing really, really well. But sadly for us, as I did mention, defensively it might take a time to get to grips with this team. Defensively with a new centre-back and a new goalkeeper as well. And we did lose our clean sheet in stoppage time. Kike got the goal. Just a simple cross into the box. De Vito mistimed his jump for the header. And a simple header by Kike past the goalkeeper Carboni and into the back of the net. So It's always frustrating to concede in the 90th minute, no matter how many goals you put past your opponent, especially if you're on target for a clean sheet. So Arsenal 4, Middlesbrough 1, that's the only sour note of the game. Other than that, it was controlled by us, and we did deserve the 3 points. Still a shame to lose our clean sheet in stoppage time, but even so, a big win. And as per usual, with this team right now, as I said many times before, we are going to keep scoring goals left, right, and centre, and that could be the key to us winning the Champions League this year, which is our main aim. But that is going to end the episode, guys. So as always, a big thank you for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed the episode, then please leave a like, but of course you don't have to if you don't want to, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.